Y'all ready?
Yep.
Y'all ready for this? I believe. I believe.
Should do
I'm
that.
a believer.
Test your mind.
Test your
Remember
mind.
that kid
Yeah,
from
the Mortal Kombat.
It's so good.
Mortal Kombat.
All right. We're in this B word. We're gonna review some movies. Welcome to It's Movie Time Pod. I'm actually gonna shift things, so this is gonna be the first episode of It's Movie Time movie reviews. So we're actually gonna do not like two separate podcasts, but this will be like a movie review episode. Today, we're obviously gonna review Snow White and the Alto Nights, two movies that were talked about on this week's pod. We are going to honestly just get into it. We're going to start with Snow White. Rachel Ziegler.
Ziegler, I
I
think.
think it's Zeke. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's Ziegler.
Ziegler sounds better than Zegler.
Look, however you say it, she cooked.
Starting off with Landon's review.
She cooked. She
cooked.
carried that entire movie.
I will say she did carry the entire movie, like hard carried. Like, you know, when you have those friends that are so bad at video games, but you hop on with them and it's like, you're really good and you're like, okay, here we go.
Is that what happened when we played Fortnite last night?
I'm not good at Fortnite.
She 1v4'd them.
Dude,
She
I'd
did.
like her to 1v1 me.
I mean, hey now.
As long as it's not Gal Gadot, I'm for
This
it.
is what dreams are made of.
You know what I didn't realize though is Mark Webb directed Spider-Man. I mean Snow White. So you guys know Mark Webb at all?
No.
Mm-mm.
I would probably know movies that he's directed, but off the dome. No.
So he's a director. To give you an idea, he's made like 500 Days of Summer, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm.
And hear me out, this is his best movie. By far.
Better than TASM 1?
Yes, it's much better than TASM 1 and 2. Now, as we know coming into this, I was the biggest hater. I was crapping all over this movie. And going into the movie, like, I think if before the movie started, you guys knew what I was going to review this. Like, you guys, I told you I was going to review this movie this way. You guys would have been like, no, dude, you're going to hate it. Like, you want to hate it.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. Fell in love. I cried a lot.
A lot.
A
lot. I think like 5 minutes into the movie, he was crying.
Yeah,
Which,
like
respect, because it was good.
the songs were cooking.
Yeah, I
dude.
teared up a couple times.
Yeah, the songs were cooking.
Waiting on a Wish.
Waiting on a Wish
hard.
goes hard. And Gal Gadot is obviously phenomenal in the film.
That's insane.
No, dude, what do you mean? No,
They would have picked anyone but her.
Look, we get it. She's pretty.
pretty shitty at acting. She's so
Literally,
bad in this
facts.
movie, guys. I looked over at Jax at a certain point and I go, okay, yeah, she's terrible. Every time she's on screen, it's actually abysmal.
It's like
Like,
she's been bad in a lot of movies.
this has to
might
be the
her
worst. Like, and there was a girl behind us who loved it. And I am really glad for her because she really enjoyed the movie. And I was really happy just that she enjoyed it so much. Wasn't for me, but hey, go off, Queen.
The movie was, let's correct, the movie was for Seth. Gal Gadot,
was not for me
Seth.
in the movie. Every time she was on screen, I was like, can we just get back to Rachel Ziegler? Which, again, I was a Rachel Ziegler hater. But now I'm back. West Side Story, I obviously really like her in West Side Story. There was just some personal stuff I didn't like about her. But now that's switched where like I'm on her side again and I'm against Gal Gadot.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah, so don't worry, guys. I'm back. Jax, any thoughts that I'm not bringing up?
Yeah, one thing for the people who are going to also read reviews online, you'll hear a lot about the Seven Dwarfs. Was the CGI unnecessary? I believe so. But I didn't hate it. I thought that they were good. They were fun. The hi-ho.
Hi-ho
It's
did
off
go.
to work we go.
Good.
Banger.
Now, not to interrupt.
You did, but that's okay. Keep going.
You go.
No, keep going.
Out of the three of us, I'm the one that didn't like the CGI the most. here's what I've come to after about 5 hours of sitting on it. I the best compliment I can give it is I didn't hate it. I was just distracted by it. But I think that's because it's meant to be distracting because it is like an animated element of this live action movie. So from a perspective of people that maybe are like, well, it looks really bad in the trailers, I think you get used to it. I just think it is a little bit distracting. Like it isn't terrible CGI. I just think it's distracting. But it makes it feel, I think, a little bit more whimsical,
Yeah,
which is what I'm
definitely.
giving it the benefit of the doubt of.
I will say what Jack said was you feel like you were at Disneyland during this movie, and it's great.
There's like 2 different parts where I was like, this could be a Disneyland ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Mine Train one, they have that in Disney World.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
well,
Very popular
Which-
ride.
cool.
There's that, but yeah, you know.
No, yeah, that's
But
cool.
like they just did a really good job of like
No, I think it felt like a good Disney film. Like it felt like one that I could watch. Like there's certain, I wonder if you guys feel this way about Disney movies. Sometimes I categorize Disney movies and Pixar movies and just animated movies and just kids movies in general as like, am I excited to show this to my kids one day? Snow White, I'll probably show them this before I even show them the animated.
It's a lot more fun than the animated. The animated feels a little bit like slower because of when it was made, obviously. This one just has a lot going for it as far as the fun.
Yeah.
And the music was great, so I think that will attract a lot of kids to it as well.
Yeah. And also, I'm going to say this because look, of the 3 of us, I'm just going to say this. Of the 3 of us, this isn't what it's about. Of the 3 of us, I am probably the most like right leaning on the political spectrum. I'm in no way a Republican. I just want that to be clear, but I'm a little bit more right than you guys are.
I thought you were going to go somewhere with like you having gone to film school.
No.
Yeah.
To the
Anyway.
homies out there, you know, the Republican homies, the right-wing homies, this movie's not woke. And I swear, if you genuinely will not see this movie just because of Rachel Ziegler, you are racist. You are racist, point blank. If you're like, she's not white, get over it. Get the frick over it. I'm literally so sick of this. Like, either just don't see it and shut up about it. Like, you can not want to see it because of Rachel Ziegler. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of her, whatever.
you are now.
But I'm just going to say that as the resident alt-right wing person on the podcast, you guys are idiots.
He
Just
drives a Tesla.
don't. Don't do anything to my Tesla, guys. Okay, let's do final thoughts and score. Jax.
Final thoughts. I enjoyed it. Was pleasantly surprised. Rachel killed it. Gal sucked ass. 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay, love it. Lane.
Yeah, I gave it 4.5 out of 5. I think they gave us like 5 solid banger songs, and I think those will probably top some charts here soon. But it was really fun. I'd see it again.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, I on the pod this week named Beauty and the Beast as my number 1 Disney live action. Okay, so recency
I was about to ask this.
recency bias plays in always, right? Like if you see a movie
Same
you love,
with the Oscars.
but I rewatched Beauty and the Beast last night to make sure because I expected to hate this, but I was like, oh, maybe. Beauty and the Beast is now my second favorite. Snow White is my favorite Disney live action movie. And I will say this, I gave it a 5 out of 5. And I believe in the 5 out of 5 rating. I changed it to 4.5.
Crazy.
Just because I don't know if it's quite, as we know, 5-star movies are movies where like I see it and I'm like, I can't imagine a world in which this doesn't exist. I think it's really great, but I don't think it's at the top of the top.
It's no Departed.
Yeah. No Departed.
No Dune Part 2.
No Dune Part 2, but really liked it, guys. What I can say is I think, and it's good for all ages. Like it's fun. It isn't it isn't too scary to where like I think kids would be scared by it. It isn't too the songs are so good. It's a really uplifting movie too. And the cool thing about this Disney live action movie and just Disney movies in general is like the themes are really surface level, but they're so meaningful. Like anyone can understand them. Like I could be an 8-year-old watching this and understand what the movie's trying to tell me. Mainly because the movie very much is like, hey, this is what we're trying to tell
I
you.
mean, really, it's just be a good person.
Exactly.
And it will make you hot.
Exactly. So we've got a 4, 4.5, 4.5. Go see it, support the movie, and I think you'll have a good time.
I think you will too. You want to know what you shouldn't go see though? The Alto Nights.
The Alto Nights. Okay, so we are going to talk about the Alto Nights real quick. Robert De Niro gangster movie, which me and Jax were more excited for than Snow White.
Yeah.
Lan was more
Remember when I
excited.
said I'll stay home and watch the dog? I just wasn't feeling it, but
Are you glad you saw it though? Like just
Nah.
to at least have said you
Nah.
saw it and now you can give it a
Dude,
fair rating?
I guess because if it would have been on while I was watching at home, I would have just been on my phone and like doing other things because it was just that
It's
boring.
who wants to start?
I'll start. For me, and when I initially came out of the theater, I was giving it a higher rating, but the more I sat on it and thought about it, I changed my rating. It's not good. The pacing is really slow. For me, it had moments that I thought were cool. I liked how it started. When it started the way that it did, I was like, oh, this is about to be a 5-star movie. And then it kind of just went downhill from there.
Yeah,
I ended up giving it 2.5 stars.
2.5. I think this might be of the movies we've seen together the lowest rated among all of us.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Eli said, he's like, have you guys ever seen a bad movie? And I was like, oh, we usually
Fair.
like most things.
no, we like
And
most
yeah,
things.
to be fair, we typically rate our movies really high. Like even if it's not the best movie, we usually just have fun and like pick
Yeah.
the things that we like about it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, what really disappointed me here, and I'll just say it because this is why I had a hard time. And when the trailer came out, the trailer's really good. Like the trailer basically puts all the best moments of the movie in.
Yeah.
But it feels like a trailer that doesn't do that, like weirdly.
Yeah.
Feels like a trailer that's just setting us up for success. So the reason I was actually really hyped for this movie is the guy that directed his name is Barry Levinson. So he's directed a couple movies worth noting. Rain Man, which is one of just the coolest movies ever. Don't know if you guys know that movie at all.
Mm-mm.
It's got so it's got Tom Cruise and it's got Dustin Hoffman. And Dustin Hoffman
That's the guy
plays
from SpongeBob.
no.
Dustin Hoffman's in the SpongeBob movie.
Oh, cool.
That's Hook from Hook.
It is Hook from Hook. But he plays basically someone with autism whose brother takes advantage because he knows how to play cards really well and count cards. So him and Tom Cruise play brothers. He also directed Good Morning Vietnam, which is another one of my favorite movies, as well as Dope Sick, which is a TV show that came out a couple years ago. He directed a couple episodes. He's a really good director. This movie the screenplay is completely bloated. It's an hour and 50 minutes and it feels like 2 hours 45. Like
It felt long.
so long. It is very much just a talking heads movie. And what I mean by that is it is literally set. There's so many shots that are set up just like this podcast is, where people are just talking to each other. But it's
just switching back.
yeah, no, shot, reverse shot. It's excruciatingly boring in my opinion, because besides the main characters, I don't know a single person's name. And I would bet that you guys don't know a single person's name in the movie besides the two main characters.
Vince Gigante. Vincent Gigante.
Vincent Gigante, because he had a
He has the
Gigante neck.
Oh,
Yeah, the
nice.
Gigante
Okay,
neck.
cool. See, I didn't
That's
know
it.
that.
Yeah,
But,
that's the
like-
only other one though.
But like they're not memorable. There's one scene that's pretty cool that's like a courtroom scene that I really like, but it's because like the camera's actually moving and something's actually happening. the thing about gangster movies that I typically like we were talking about, like with American Gangster, and we were talking about with like Goodfellas, which you guys haven't seen, or The Departed, is those movies feel intense. Gangster movies, in my opinion, should feel intense. They should kind of have you on the edge of your seat because we're dealing with real life stuff. This story in particular, where it's literally real life people and it just fell flat. The direction was just pointless, and I was left so disappointed. Mainly, I gave it 2 stars, which I think that's my second 2-star movie this year now.
Dang.
The
Do you remember
Electric
the first?
State
Oh, the
last
Electric
week.
State sucked. Yeah.
But Lan,
Yeah, I think I ended up on 2 or 2.5. I can't even remember.
I
Kind of
think
the
you were
same
at
thing.
3.
I was at 3 and then I switched after because I was
Gang.
like, this is getting worse the more I think about it. I think what left me when I walked out of the theater was the scene where they're driving in the car talking about Palmyra and the Mormons, and I thought that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
that was the
That
best.
was
scene.
that's
I was
a
like,
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
this
like
is
the best dialogue in the
Yeah,
movie.
I was like, this was really funny, and that was like towards the end, and so I left, and I was kind of like, oh, that had some moments, and then I was like, no, it really didn't,
Well, it took 2 hours to get to that moment, but really it was only an hour
and it
and
had
20 minutes.
nothing to do with the movie at all. It was just like a side little
It was
conversation.
just a conversation in a car.
Yeah.
Well, what I will say is De Niro is very good.
Yeah.
Like, I think De Niro, with what he has, does great work. Yeah, just super disappointing, I think. I would not recommend seeing that one. I'm not even going to recommend it for people when it streams because you won't be able to invest yourself in
Yeah,
it.
you won't be able to pay attention.
But
Just get on Letterboxd and give it like a 2.5-star review. Honestly,
so
No, I'm
funny.
kidding.
No, dude, that's crazy.
That's what everybody's doing to Snow White.
I know, yeah, but that's just because there's haters out there.
Well, because Gal Gadot sucks.
Yeah. Okay, so to wrap that up, those are our 2 reviews today. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you haven't listened to this week's episode, I'll link it in the description so you can go back and listen. We talk about our top 3 gangster films, top 3 Disney live action prior, as well as some fun hot takes in there and some good arguments. If you know me and Jax at this point, we love to argue and Land loves to bring peace. This week was a little bit harder on Landon probably than previous weeks, keeping the peace.
It's just because it's conversations I've heard a million times.
Yeah, except he agrees with me on one of them.
I do agree on that. on the
Yeah.
Dark
Yeah, we're
Knight
moving on.
take.
We're moving on. So thank you guys. Next week we've got Death of a Unicorn, the new A24 film, which will be fun. Jax will not be reviewing it with us, but we'll have a fun episode for you guys on Wednesday. And then until next time, he is Jax Pete, Jax Pete on Letterboxd, Lando Pete, Lando Pete, and I am SORRIS 19 on Letterboxd. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.